Hello, everyone. This is me. I'm just having a chill time, basically saying that I am finally putting this game to rest. I am done. Okay, I came back from one last ride, and even though it is bare bones, even though the updates aren't out, and I understand what the type of game is, I just simply don't care anymore. I was logically thinking about this and emotionally thinking about this. And I just wanted to say that there's no point in grinding this game. There's no point in even playing this game. And in my humble opinion, I think Call of Duty is for imbeciles. And I'm going to try to explain why, because I think that it is really stupid. I look, this game just tries to inconvenience you, right? I'm trying to keep it chill with some cyberpunk gameplay, of course, and I'm trying to achieve a save file that basically like I have everything right, and I get like 2 resets on the thing or whatever, so that I can like make some more content on this game because I really do like it. Anyways, I digress. I just wanted to explain my thoughts on some of the things, and I'm basically just stating that I'm not the targeted audience anymore. And in my humble opinion, I think it's time to move on. So here we go. I have a bunch of things written down. I'm going to try to, like, of course, piece this together in a way because my brain, as of right now, I'm very new to this whole commentary thing. So, well, whatever. Let's just get into it. All right, here we go. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was the price of skins. Of course, they are still bad in here. I mean, we got stuff that's like $15, $20. And basically, I just wanted to state that we're in a crazy economy right now, in my humble opinion. And the way that they be marketing these skins and everything too, with like all these animated things to make it look very vibrant, to make it look very nice and everything. In my humble opinion, if you're getting excited for an overpriced skin, you deserve to be playing Overwatch 2. All right, let's be honest here, because in my humble opinion, back then, if we look back at the older Call of Duties that still have service and stuff like that, they basically had skins that were like, no, they had like camos and stuff back in the with the microtransactions were like normal. Back when they were normal, basically they were only like running me like $5, $20. If you wanted everything, it was a whole nother $60. Like it was pretty chill back then. And just seeing now, it's kind of worrying in a way because I personally think that the reason why they are doing this is because they know that people are already addicted to the game. They're going to get into the game, right? And then they're going to want to buy these skins. And even though it really doesn't matter unless you play Warzone now, even though it really doesn't matter because you're going to be moving on to the next Call of Duty, you're not going to really see those skins anymore and or camos that you've unlocked. I just think that in a way you're a fool for this company because when the reason why I think you're a fool is because it's always online. I always think that when it is online and there's no offline mode, I think that honestly, for one, it's bad for preservation, of course, for the video game when we eventually end up moving on, right? And I also think that it is just bad for your money. And it feels like, for me, you're wasting your money because, well, you're just going to move on to the next Call of Duty that may or may not one day shut down because it's always online. And everything is basically going to just be burned. Like all of your cash is just basically going to be burned. And in my humble opinion, that's just not consumer friendly, right? That's why I just been playing like recently single player games and stuff like that because there's not a lot of games out there that are really like scratching that itch that Call of Duty scratches because, well, let's be honest here, mechanically speaking, this is one of the best games I've ever played, right? And I was really excited for Black Ops 6 because they said that they're going back to round base. And I was thinking it was going to be pretty normal, right? And well, let's be honest here, because it's the same year every single year, people are going to be naturally good at the multiplayer. So I wasn't really excited for the multiplayer, but I was excited for the zombies. And I understood that it wasn't going to be similar to the older CODs, right? I get that. I loved Cold War. I love doing all that stuff or whatever. But the reason why I don't really mess with this Call of Duty, like even if all the DLCs come out, right, everything's going on, whatever. The reason why I don't mess with this Call of Duty is for these reasons here. All right. Just like I said, I've written down some things, and yeah, I just want to talk about it. Sorry if I feel a little shaky or like if I'm like stuttering or whatever. I just feel very strongly on this because, in my humble opinion, Call of Duty is consumer not friendly because of just them inconveniencing me in ways that I never seen a video game do that. But I digress. Here we go. So COD has a lot of issues, and I just wanted to say this because I'm pissed at how the game was made. So let's get the bad out of the way. First, multiplayer is unplayable unless you're about to OD on Monster Energy drinks. The story is alright, but it's safe, which I never thought I'd be saying. Also, why is Woods there? He's crippled. They also decided to not care about the previous Cold War, even though it's a direct sequel that is fresh. It still struggles on capturing what's at stake, leaving me just saying it's another bad guy. And I simply didn't care about any of the characters because they're all new, of course. I'm not going to care. And my character is silent, so I feel like my Destiny character. I'm just there to listen. So Cold War 2, I mean Black Ops 6, is a joke. 2, because of the ease of access issue, which no one talks about. If you don't know, every time you start up the game, right, it has to restart because update requires restart. And when you get into the game, it then promotes whatever they're selling. It's basically just a minor inconvenience. I don't like it. So I digress. Like how I have to restart the game every time I load it up. While any other game I get into, it's instant. We live in the 21st century and we have to restart a game when we are already loaded up. It's just a minor inconvenience that makes me upset. Meanwhile, any of the CODs before Modern Warfare 2019, if it wasn't Infinity Ward, would instantly start up, therefore making the games played in the past easily accessible for anyone. There's no offline mode too, so let's say I start up a zombies. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to that second. Wait, hold on. We instantly started making the games played in the past easily accessible for everyone. I just also would like to say that there's no offline mode, like I've already covered. Here's the one thing that I actually was pretty scared of, basically, because it's always online. Let's say I want to go to round 50 on any map. Right? It gives the player anxiety because let's say you're on a high round and suddenly your internet goes out. Well, say goodbye to that number and that high round you worked hard for because you didn't have fiber optic internet to keep a stable connection, right? And also they're talking about server congestion, right? That's why they're having server issues. In my honest opinion, I feel like it doesn't even exist, and that the amount of money that they have, they can easily invest in a building next to them where they basically like have this entire warehouse. The entire purpose of it is like, or just building. The entire purpose of it is to keep up with the servers and stuff like that because they make a lot of money. I mean, we always hear about it every single year. They made billions, but I digress. Let's start off with the basics for zombies. There's no point for a wall buy because when you pick up a weapon from a wall, you get it, which is the point, right? Well, you can't get ammo from the wall because they have ammo crates now. And let's say you do get the weapon specifically from the wall, you should be able to get ammo for the weapon, right? Well, no, because it just gives you a reroll of that weapon with different attachments, but legit, none of that matters because you can just make a loadout and have statistically the best gun because someone decided to research that stuff. I'm deviating for a second, right? But I just have to say that we could research the best guns for zombies in the past, but the way it was made back then was that it was all based around luck. You want that dingo from Black Ops 3, you had to re-roll the box for it, right? Basically making it all chance. Back then, you couldn't load up with a loadout or whatever. Basically, you started off with a pistol and the entire match was undetermined, not predetermined how you think it's going to go, right? Or how you want it to go. Basically, in the newer CODs, it's how you want it to go because, well, you can spawn in with a loadout and bam, you got the best weapon if you want to research that, right? Back then, people wanted the best weapons in zombies or whatever, but they had to re-roll, making it luck based. That's what really made people want to spin the box, made people want to, well, sometimes buy wall weapons. You know, it just was that type of system where everything was undetermined because you didn't know what would happen, right? You didn't know. You can't like really call out the outcome of something except for Easter eggs. I mean, that's the one thing you had control over. If you wanted to start up an Easter egg, shabanga boodle, you know? But I digress. Ammo was scarce back then too, making you make difficult decisions like, do I need this weapon that is out of ammo or can I survive to the next dog round to get there? Back then, you couldn't buy ammo unless it was a wall weapon, right? Back then, it actually gave you the edge when you were out of ammo, right? And that was the one thing that a lot of people loved about the game, right? You didn't know if you were going to get a max ammo for the next zombie kill or if you had to ditch your weapon for another weapon for survival, or if you think that you can make it to the dog round, right? Stuff like that. Like, it gave you options that you had to think about because let's be honest here, zombies back then was about thinking. Even when you were running around the zombies and like getting out of like tight corners and everything, you had to make a split decision to think. In the newer Call of Duties, all you're doing is running away and grinding for headshots. That's it. In my humble opinion, with all the upgrades and everything, and let's be honest here, everyone is going to get the upgrades. I honestly think that it makes the matches predetermined, and that's what makes it boring, in my humble opinion. But I digress. You don't have that anxiety anymore. And that's the thing that zombies really, like, put into our minds that, yeah, this entire match is undetermined, but what am I going to do about it, you know? And that's just sad. I mean, there could be a max ammo that spawns, yeah, yada, yada, yada. Let's see. Also, I need to go back for a second. I just have to say this. I'm gonna talk, since I was talking about anxiety for a second, let's talk about time anxiety. They make it very obvious here that you're timed in solo play. In solo play. So this isn't like Cold War. You can't just pause the game. Black Ops 6, everybody. Black Ops 6. You get a 15-minute timer, and that is it. It'll actually save the game, and then once you reload the game, after those 15 minutes are up, giving you a total minute of 30 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And in my honest opinion, if you think that that's normal in a video game, you're you're an imbecile. You're a fool. You are a hold on, let me research this. You are a nincompoop, a dope, a booby, a nitwit, a jerk, a mooncalf, a ment, ninny, a blockhead, a bonehead, antonyms for idiot, a genius. Oh wait, no, that's antonyms. Okay. So in my humble opinion, um, if you get excited over a Call of Duty game, in my humble opinion, in my awesome humble opinion, um, I'm gonna go mask off for a second. If you think that that's normal in a video game, That's bad. That's really bad. You should not be getting timed to go pause the game, right? You should not be getting timed if you want to go and make something to eat because you decided to get hungry mid-game. You should not be okay with that, in my humble opinion, because they are telling you and giving you a time limit on a game that you bought, which doesn't make any sense. I can get it if it was like a multiplayer, right? Because a game's gotta end, right? It's one of those types of games in multiplayer, a game's gotta end. In zombies, however, no. No. That's bad. Why are we even thinking about having a timer in zombies? I thought that they learned from Modern Warfare when everybody was shitting on that, but ultimately just moved on from it because, well, I don't even know why they moved on from it. That's actually really stupid. Anyways, I'm moving on to the next thing because I just wanted to say that that's actually really stupid. And also the story for zombies. Let's be honest here. We're done here. We're done here. All right. It finished back in Black Ops 3. Then they tried to do it again in Black Ops 4 and it ended there. They went into the universe and the new universe, the best universe, the one universe that existed. And they decided to just chill. Okay, that's it. They lived out their lives. Eddie grew up into Edward. What is it? What's the other one? Samantha. She grew up, and they lived out their lives, being homies, going over for barbecues, and having their own families. And that's honestly my own perfect ending for it because, well, I mean, what they're doing now to it. I mean, Cold War was all right, even though it was a bunch of side quests. Every single zombies map was, except for Forsaken and Firebase Z, because that's the one that had the meat and bones with Samantha. That's why we were there in the first place. But I digress. Cold War 2. Sorry, Black Ops 2, 6. Sorry, oh my god. I think they don't know what's going on. I don't think that they understand what made zombies, especially the one. I feel like they didn't understand the one and just kind of like made it a comical bad guy. I mean, that's what it was like in Firebase Z at the end of the Easter egg. I mean, it felt like I was going up against an Avengers villain. Apparently the Chaos Crew is back, or they're hinted to come back. Yeah, I don't know what to really talk about the story, but yeah. Lastly, I'm just gonna say this: the maps that came out for zombies reminded me of Warzone. They're so massive, making it easier to get around zombies. Even the biggest map in the past, Transit, had areas where it was still hard to get around the zombies on top of ammo scarcity as well, which is just... It just upped the thrills in Black Ops 6. Deadass, you can hop on a car and continue it, and the only reason why I'm saying continue it and do all that stuff is literally because people are deadass reaching round 1,000 because of just how easy the game is. Like, the game isn't hard anymore, and even though they did speed up the zombies, they didn't make it harder for you to get around, at least in some aspects. Like, let's say you have to slide underneath the zombies or whatever, because they're already probably swinging by the time they get to you, right? It also means you can't likely properly run around them, right? So it causes you to just take damage by your armor and your health, right? I want to be real with you. Instead of like actually trying to run around them, because I notice when I do try to run around them, like this is normal zombies back then. I'm an old head, all right? I guess I'm an old head, even though I'm 23. Like, in my humble opinion, it's not the same. Like, you can't go around them like you used to anymore. They fine-tuned it after Season 1 dropped, but after that, I was kind of like... No, 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 no. This ain't zombies. At least I wanted the zombies to at least control similar to the old ones. That's all I at least asked, all right? Because I want to go around them. I want to train around them, right? But apparently that's just too much to ask for. And well, it's just not Call of Duty. It feels sort of like a roguelike, where like you start off as like a simple dude and then you slowly get stronger through upgrades and like random upgrades and whatever. Except here in Call of Duty, you can actually like research the things to make it, work. Yeah, I just think that in my humble opinion, I'm not the targeted audience anymore for that. And I guess that's cool. I guess that's all right, but like people are making a very big fuss about it, and it seems like you're just ditching the old community. And like, I guess if you want to do that, we can't stop you as a business, but ultimately, I have noticed that the games just aren't there anymore. Like, it's not there anymore. I'm not excited to pick up a Call of Duty game anymore because it's the same game. Yeah, in my humble opinion, it's just I don't even know how to say this about Call of Duty. Honestly, in my humble opinion, I really think that Call of Duty just has sequel fatigue. It is being used like a Brazilian whore. Um, and they're them focusing too much on FOMO, the fear of missing out, as a marketing strategy is really odd to me. And the reason why I say that is because the game is suffering. Everybody knows that the game is suffering. They're going purely based off of statistics to try to figure out how to get us into the game instead of just making a fun game. They don't make fun games anymore. They make mechanically complex games that are pretty cool and everything, but in my humble opinion, I don't see the point in playing this Call of Duty or any Call of Duty from this point on forward because everything I unlock doesn't matter because the game is always online. Everything that I unlock, right, it won't be transferred to the next Call of Duty. And that's bad. That's really bad. I don't see a point in playing a Call of Duty that's just going to be like, all right, wrap it up. We're moving on to the next one. And that's why, in my humble opinion, I can't play any more Call of Duties past this point anymore. Purely for the fact that it's just online. And now, like, we can't even go back and just play those games because one day a company, I mean, by the looks of it, this company is making a lot of money, but they're struggling internally, it from the looks of it. I mean, I just kind of don't want to be a part of this anymore. And that's why I just think that the whole imbecile part, if you're getting excited for a Call of Duty each year, that's okay. That's one thing. But if you're getting excited over skins in a video game, right? In my humble opinion, I think you're being the sheep that they want you to be. Because, well, those skins, while they are cool in a way, they're not worth $25. They're not worth $15. They're not worth this much money. They're just not, okay? And that's also another thing I wanted to bring up. When I play a Call of Duty game and I see the first thing that they show me right when I start up the game is an advertisement for their new skin, and I go to the store and I see that it's like $30, $25, $15, I feel broke. I'm trying to figure out how to move out. Like, I gotta figure that shit out. We're in an economy that's also, like, making us struggle. Like, in a way, I'm sorry, dog. You know? Like, I can't be spending this much money. That's why I'm thinking, in my humble opinion, that this game hates poor people. Like, I don't, that's probably not the narrative that they're going for, but it definitely feels like it, because looking at Cold War's store and looking at all these skins and everything that is like this much money, I can re-download Modern Warfare 3. I'll show you a screenshot if I can. Dude, these skins are not worth this much. That's like a whole ass meal at Taco Bell. Like, I'm talking like a meal to feed two. Like, goddamn. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I mean, from the looks of it, I'm too poor to play this game. From the looks of it, it's not consumer friendly because the game is not always. Sorry, it doesn't have an offline mode. There you go. Like, I just feel bad every time I play this game. I also was grinding for camos, and I had that feeling that I felt like I was wasting away. I could be playing something else that's way worth my time. And honestly, I did upload a video with me playing as the Keanu Reeves man from Cyberpunk, and dude, I was sliding everywhere, man. I felt like I was in Call of Duty, but you know what? That game, Cyberpunk is a really good game. If you've never played it, you gotta try it out. Holy Jesus! But I digress. The reason, like, the reason being why I had to make this video was because I just felt very strongly, and I got duped this year. Right? I bought it. Okay, I bought it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They said that they were going back to round-based zombies. I was thinking it was gonna be like Cold War, and well, it's like a faster paced Cold War. I get it. But I came to the common sense thing that, like, I don't care for round 50s in this game, because primarily the fact being that I get a 15-minute timer, so that means I can't just like get to round 25 or something and then take a break and then go to round 50. Plus, the way that the zombies move now and the way you can't just slip through them. I think you actually were able to slip through them in Cold War, because I remember doing that shit a lot, right? I personally think that this Call of Duty Zombies just isn't for me anymore. I'm not the targeted audience. They obviously want to make it like that, and that's okay on them. But as a consumer, I'm not going to buy it. And I'm an individual, and that's pretty much it. I'm just an individual out of majority of the people who love buying these games, and I will not be missed. But we're stuck in a situation now where people are losing faith in Call of Duty, and the game is just, it just isn't fun anymore because of the tryhards, right? Which isn't on their end. I mean, that's just how the game is, right? People play the same game over and over and over again, because let's be honest here, it's the same game each year. Let's say I picked up Devil May Cry 5 years ago, right? And let's say that I played the game for about 5 years. They changed the Call of Duty formula back in 2019, and basically it gave a fresh new start. But the problem was that our analytical minds, because, well, we go on YouTube, we research what's the best weapon, SMG 11, oh my god, broken. We basically are just too damn good. And if you're making the same game each year, you're going to have that try-hard problem. So for that, there's also no point in playing Call of Duty for me, because I can't keep up. And I realized that with the whole SBMM thing too, I realized that skill-based matchmaking is both beneficial and a curse, and I will explain. Basically, let's say you're an already experienced player. The way that they trap you in, because they know that you're addicted already, is that they literally make it unfair for you in, let's say, You going up against tryhards that are, of course, let's say 1.25 KD, right? Apparently that's a high KD now, right? So you're going to go up against people around that similar KD ratio, which then makes the problem of you getting angry. You get angry, which then makes you feel like shit, which then means because it's your favorite game, you want to get better, which then entices the player to basically try to get better, but constantly puts you in a hamster wheel 24/7, 7 days a week, right? And it's pretty sad because, well, let's be honest here, if that's real or not, it sure as hell makes a lot of sense, in my humble opinion, right? And for the casuals, it helps them to play a game, to basically level it out for them, for what they can take, right? So that's why, in my personal opinion, we're all being played like sheeps. We're all being forced to play ranked in a non-ranked thing, talking about KD. And yeah, that's my personal opinion on the matter, at least for the skill-based matchmaking. So I'm going to move on. I honestly think that it's not worth it because why would anyone get happy about a skin? That's what I also said. That's not free. I honestly think that's pretty stupid, but we still got a lot of people out there that don't think it's stupid, right? Um Honestly, if you try to defend the microtransactions, right? Um I could get if it was a free game, right? Of course we got Game Pass, but like ultimately it's a game that you do have to pay for. Let's say if you're everyday working hard man and you just decide to walk into a GameStop and you get a Call of Duty, it's going to be $70. So the base price is $70. People are going to buy it, right? No matter what. Um, I honestly think that if you defend the microtransaction problem, right? In my humble opinion, I think that it's stupid because why are we defending overpriced skins that are, by the way, just a bunch of pixels? I just wanted to say that. A bunch of pixels. A weirdo once said out there in the universe, these companies got themselves into a position where they're able to sell pixels and they are making a profit. And honestly, I agree with that saying. Um, I think that it's very easy to make these skins and stuff, especially if you are in a creative team. I have a girlfriend who literally 3D designs and stuff like that. Of course, it's not going to be easy at first. You know, you're going to have to learn. But, like, I feel like when you learn and you figure out how to actually, like, get proportions right, actually make characters and do all that stuff right, it's basically just a 9 to 5 for you. And with the amount of work that you put into, with the amount of work that they put into these skins, it just seems like they push them out and then they work on the next one, just like that. So they're basically in a sweatshop generating billions of dollars. And I think that that's pretty, I mean, it's pretty cool. But like from the looks of it, it just seems that like this franchise, because you guys cared more about the money, it's going downhill, right? And of course, I can say this every single day, 7 days a week. It's not Call of Duty anymore. But for me, I'm wrapping it up. I can keep on going, I can keep on talking, but I'm just going to end it right there because I'm done. I'm just fed up. I'm done. And just wanted to say this last thing, just to end it off here. If you defend any games like Overwatch 2, any EA game, stuff like that, I think that you're simply an idiot and you don't want to be seen as an idiot for investing in trash, in my honest opinion. Um, I cannot hold it in anymore because of the points I made before. Most of these games are just designed to milk you dry and nothing more. They actually rhymed, what? And that is simply why I play single player games. With that being said, I'm done with COD, and you will never see me with another COD again because it's not a game. It's a chore list primarily focused on stealing your time and data to try to figure out how to manipulate you to keep you hooked. And I'm saying this right now with how everyone is shitting on this. I give this franchise 10 years max. Maybe a few years if people are smarter than I'm thinking, but simply this game was made by imbeciles for imbeciles. So I give it 10 years because people simply aren't smart. So I'm done. And I'll be back to my normal vids after this. So please have a good day and subscribe if you like it, dislike it if you don't. And the party's over on this one, boys. I'm gone. I written that down. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I humbly believe that basically if you are a person who invested your time and money into this game, you are basically just being the sheep that they want you to be, because this game is like, it's a shell of what it used to be. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. I gotta end it here. I will never buy another Call of Duty game again. It's over. It's done. I'm done. Back to the regularly scheduled program.